Hi, my name is Mark, and today I'd like to tell you more about Deep Regrets. I got this game from Tettix Games for review, thanks a lot. And Deep Regrets is a horror fishing game for 1 to 5 players in which you will try to catch the most valuable fishes in the sea. This game, of course, includes a solo mode. I already did unboxing video on my channel, so if you want to see all the components up close and in detail, then please check the unboxing, because today we will focus more on the gameplay itself. I will tell you how to play this game, what the game is about, and of course I will tell you my opinion. So let's talk about Deep Regrets. This is Deep Regrets prepared for play. Before I tell you how to play this game, let's talk about some elements and boards that we have here on the screen. On our left is the briny deep, and this is the seaboard with different fishes that you will try to catch. They are divided into 3 depths. You have depth 1, depth 2 and depth 3, and using your ship you will try to catch a fish in the sea. The second thing we have is the port board. It looks like this. You use it to track different days of the week, because the whole game lasts 6 rounds. It starts on Monday and ends on Saturday. But port is also the place where you will visit in order to buy different rods and reels, supplies, and also you'll be able to buy dice. So if you don't want to spend your day at sea catching fishes, then you will be able to go back to port to perform other actions. At the start of the game, you have to start at the sea, so your ship starts here, but then in the following days, it's up to you if you want to fish or if you want to go back to port. Then there is this Ocean Madness, and this track, you start here, traces and tracks what is the value of fishes that you will be able to sell at port, or what is the modifier, because all the fishes in the sea are divided into fair fishes and foul fishes. And depending on your madness, you will get more money from selling fair fishes or foul. So for example, if you are here, you get plus 2 money for selling a fair fish, but minus 2 money for selling a foul fish. And the lower you are here, the more mad you become during the game. You will get more money from selling foul fishes and less for selling fair. Additionally, the madness level of your fisherman is shows you how many dice you can use in the game. You start with 3 player dice, but by visiting port you will be able to gain more dice, and the maximum number of dice you can use in a given day is shown here on the madness track. And how you progress on the madness track? You progress on the madness track by getting the regret cards. During the game, by different effects, you will gain regret cards, and those cards, they have different numbers, like here 3, 2, 0, or there's 1, and you will gain those cards. And the more regret cards you have, the lower you are on this track. There is a benefit by having the option to sell foul fishes for more money, but also to having more dice. But having too many regret cards is not the best when the game ends, because when the game ends, each player will calculate the value of each regret card they have, and the player with most regret value will lose one of the trophy fishes that you catch during the game. So you will lose some points. Seaboard, port board, the madness board, and there is your player board. On the player board you have area for your fresh dice. You will roll those dice at the start of each day, and then you will use those dice to move into other depth of the sea or to catch different fish. Here you will move your spent dice. If you spend a die, you will move it here. Here is a place to place your rod or to place your reel. Rods and reels can be bought in the port. And here you have space for your trophies. You have space for 2 trophies and for your prize catch. Also, when you are in a port, you can place the fishes that you have caught in those free spaces, and they will give you more points when the game ends, because each trophy fish gives you the value of fish multiplied by 2, and the prize catch gives you the value of the fish multiplied by 3. So during the game, it's wise to place those fishes here. You also start the game with a can of worms. This card allows you to look at one of those cards here, because they are placed face down. You will look at one of those cards, and you can either leave it on the top of the stack, or you can place it at the bottom, and the card gets exhausted. It will be flipped back on Wednesday and on Friday, but also each time you visit the port. And you have a lifeboat, and the lifeboat allows you to return from the sea to the port during the day, but then you will have to flip this card, and this card will give you 10 regret value when the game ends. So this is like your last resort. If you really have to go back to port to, I don't know, sell fish or to mount your trophies, you can use this card, but then you will get 10 regret when the game ends. So as I said, the game lasts 6 rounds. Also here we have this token, this anchor. This is a first player marker. There is this life preserver, and this each one player will get it at the start of each day. And you have this fish coin, because some effects of fishes force you to throw a coin, and depending if it heads or tails, there is different outcome. There's also this bag full of dice with additional dice that you will be able to buy during the game in the port, and then you will have more dice to spend. So let's talk about the game. So as I said, the game lasts 6 rounds, Monday to Saturday, and each round starts with phase 1. During phase 1, you will be able to get some bonuses depending on the day. On Wednesday and on Friday, you will flip back your can of worms card. On Thursday, you will get free money, and on Saturday, you will get orange die from this bag for free, so you'll have more dice on Saturday. Then each player that is at the sea and is somewhere deeper, depth 2 or depth 3, each player has to move, players have to move their ship 1 level up. If you start a day at level 1, you don't have to do anything, but level 2 or 3, you have to move 1 level up. Then there is the second phase, and the second phase is starts with refresh. You have to roll all your dice that you have here, and you will have to place rolled dice on the fresh side of your player board, and those dice you will be able to spend those dice. If you have more dice that you have bought in the port later in the game, you will roll those dice as well, but you have to remember that you have the max dice value, so you can only use the number of dice shown on the madness chart. Then there is phase 3, where you have to declare if you want to spend a day at sea and catch fishes, or you want to spend a day at port in order to perform different things. At the start of the game, each player needs to start at sea. Then if you have any rods or reels, you can equip them, 1 rod and 1 reel. You can change your rod and reel if you have more of them at the start of each day. And then the last phase is action phase. And depending if you are at the sea or if you are at port, you will perform different actions. If you are at sea, you will basically want to catch fish. Each player starts the game at depth 1. If you want to move down, you have to spend 1 die. The value doesn't matter, but you have to move 1 of your dice to this spent area on your player board to move 1 depth down. Of course, the deeper you are, the the better fishes you have a chance to catch, because here each player gets this card, and this shows you what is the difficulty of a small, medium and large fish at depth 1, 2 and 3. It also shows you what is the ratio of fair and foul fishes. Here it should be 2, there is a small errata for this game, but basically this shows you the difficulty of catching each fish. And the bigger the fish, and deeper the fish is, the bigger reward, probably the bigger reward you will get. So at the start of the game, it's not easy to go down and catch the biggest fishes, but during the game, if you have a better rod and better reel, it's easier. So additional thing is that when you look at the cards, they have this shadow here, and this shadow shows you what is the size of the fish that you will be able to catch. This is a medium fish, this is a small one, you can see the change in size, and this one is the biggest one. So you have a hint when you look at those cards, you have a hint what size of the fish is in each stack of cards. But let's say that we are here and we want to catch the medium fish. If you look at this card, it says that on depth 1 the difficulty is 1 to 3, and the difficulty basically means that you will have to spend dice equal to the difficulty of a fish or more to catch this fish. So let's try to catch this fish, and we have this payara. Middling, so it's a middle fish. Fair, this is like a fair fish. As I told you, there are fair and foul fishes, and their price depends on the madness track. And the difficulty to catch this fish is 2. So in order to catch this fish, you have to take a die with value 2 or more, and you have to spend it. So I have a die with value 2, I can spend it. If, for example, I had dice like this, I can spend those 2 dice. 1 plus 1 means equals 2, and I can spend those dice to catch this fish. Let's spend it. I will take this fish, and the value of this fish is 3. At the end of the game, I will calculate all the value of all fishes that are in my hand, and additionally, I will calculate the value of fishes in my trophy or prize catch areas, because as I said earlier, during the game, if I would put this fish in my prize catch spot here, the value of this fish will be 3 times 3, so basically 9. But you know, during the game you will catch more valuable fish. 3 is not that much. So this is my action. This is how you basically catch a fish. You will reveal a card, then you have to spend the dice with the given value, and you take this fish to your player area. If you don't want to get this fish, or if you don't have enough dice, you will leave this fish in the same spot where it was, face up, and you will get a dink card. Dink cards are different small upgrades that you can get, and you can use them during the game to get some small bonuses. So if you cannot afford to catch a fish, or if you don't want to catch a fish, because some fishes, they have different effects. Some fishes have effects that are shown when you reveal a card or when you catch a fish. Here, for example, this must be caught with exactly 1 die. They have different effects. So there can be a situation where you don't want to catch a fish. You can leave it here and you will get a dink card. And after your action, other players will take their actions. They will try to catch a fish. They will move up or down. As you can see here, for example, on depth 3, we have fishes with 9 value, but they have different effects. Those fishes, as I said, they have different effects. This eye means that you trigger this ability when this card is revealed before it's catched. Here you will get 3 regret cards and all other players get 1 regret card. This ability here with this hook, this is the ability that triggers when you catch this fish. And this one ability, the last one with this mouth here, this teeth, shows you what happens when you decide to eat a fish. Because every fish that you have that has this ability can be eaten by you during the game to get the additional benefits here. Some fish, they have this ability to eat, some don't. Different cards have different abilities, but you can see the fishes at depth 3, they have better value, but they are also more difficult to catch. When you don't have enough dice to catch anything, you can pass, and when you pass, you can decide if you want to get 1 dink card or if you want to discard 1 random regret card. This is how you can discard regrets. So if you have regrets, you can take one random regret card and discard. And if you were, for example, the first player or not the last player to pass in a day, then each time your turn will go back to you. Again, you will have a chance to decide if you want to get a ding card or if you want to remove one random regret. So passing as a first player gives you some bonuses because you will be able to get those dings or you will be able to remove regrets. Again, but removing regrets moves you. It can move you up on this madness track, so you will have access to less dice and you will have less money for selling foul fishes. So it's really part of a strategy if you want to have more regrets and more madness or less. If you decided to spend a day at port, then instead of fishing, you will be able to make different actions. When you go to port, you will refresh your worms, you will refresh any dice, so it means that you can take any dice from your fresh area and you can re-roll them. And optionally you can remove one regret card, and then you have different port actions. You can get a rod by spending 1 money, you can get 1 card by spending 3 money, you will take 3 cards and choose 1. By spending 5 money, you will take 5 cards and pick 2. You can get reels, you can get supplies. Those cards, they give you different bonuses and different benefits. Reels, for example, they, again, like once per day you may reroll any number of your dice. Once per day you may set any fresh die to its highest value, any one. So different abilities. Again, rods, they work the same. They give you some permanent bonuses. If you don't want to get a rod, a reel or a supply card, you can go to dice shop, and by spending 1 money you can get 1 die, 3 money 2 dice, and 5 money you can get 3 dice. And you will take the number of dice, you will roll them, and you will place them in your fresh area. If they are over your dice limit, you will move them to spend area. So you can get new dice. In port, you can also sell your fishes. If you have fishes, you can sell them for this value printed here, modified by the Ocean Madness board. And again, you can also mount your fish. So you can take up to 3 fish from your hand and you can mount them in those 3 spots. If you ever place a fish in one of the trophy or prize catch spots, you will not be able to remove those fishes during the game. So you have to carefully decide what fish put in each spot. And this is basically how the game plays. After each player passes the game, the day ends and you move to a new day. You will get a bonus, you will refresh your dice, you will get or spend the life preserver, you get it, give it to another player. You will decide if you want to go to the sea or go to port, and this is how the game continues. When the game ends, each player will calculate the value of all regret cards. The player with most regret value, depending on the player count, has to remove one of the trophy cards. If you play a 2-player game, you will remove the least value card, and if you play 3 or 4 or 5-player game, you have to remove the most valuable fish from your prizes and trophies here. Then you will calculate all the value of all fishes in your hand, and then you will be able to get money from unspent cash. For each 2 money, you will get 1 victory point, and the player with most victory points wins the game. This is how the multiplayer game works. If you play solo, it works a little different because you will not use some of the elements here. You will not use the port board and you will not use the madness board. You will use the sea board and your player board, and you get the ocean survey cards. Here they are printed, there are a lot of them, and your goal when you play solo is to fish and catalog each, or catch and catalog each fish in the sea. You have space for small fishes, here you have space for middling fishes and for large fishes, and during the game Each round lasts 5 days, not 6. Each day you will spend at the sea. You will try to catch those fishes. If you manage to catch it, you will. If you manage to catch it, you will write it in this ocean survey sheet here. If you manage to bring it back to port, you will mark it here. When the game ends, you will have to remove fishes with value equal to your regret card's value, and then those remaining fishes will be your money at the end of the game. You will calculate your money and you will be able to buy different upgrades. So when you play solo, you don't visit port during the game, but you basically visit port when the game ends. And you can spend the money earned from fishes by unlocking those equipments. You can get rods and reels and supplies, and they will stay with you for the rest of the, you can say, campaign. So next time you play your solo game, you will start with those unlocked equipment and you will continue cataloging and finding different fishes. So the solo games work a little different. It's more cozy and you can say relaxing, because you will basically try to catch and find every fish in the ocean, and you will be able to unlock equipment that will stay with you for the rest of the campaign. And this is basically how you play Deep Regrets. Let me tell you what I think about this game. Now we have an idea how to play this game, so let me tell you what I like and what I don't like about this game. The first thing that I really love is the artwork. The game looks beautiful, all the components, the boards, the cards, every card has got a unique artwork. It's really, really amazing. It got this, Cthulhu vibes all over it. It looks great. If you haven't seen the unboxing, please watch it, because you will see all the details and all the art on the cards. But it's one of the best looking games I have seen in a while. The second thing I really like is the unique theme. And I have some fishing games like Fleet the Dice game and Conservas. They are somewhere here on my shelf. So it's not the only game about fishing that I have, but it's the only horror fishing game that I played. Some of the fishes are like regular normal fishes, but half of them is like taken from Lovecraftian stories, and this is really cool. I love Lovecraft. I love the horror theme and the tentacles and everything. So the madness, that you get, the foul fishes, it's really cool. I really love that all cards, they have this sometimes not, but all unique sentences. So each card has got some text, all the regret cards, supply cards, all the fishes, some cool facts, some interesting stories, sometimes some funny elements. So this is really cool. You can see how much work it took to create this game, starting from the artwork and from even such small things like a small text on each and every card in this game is unique and different, and it's really, really cool. Another thing is that I really like this madness track, and this reminds me a lot of Cthulhu Death May Die, because in Cthulhu Death May Die, the more insane you get, the more like dice and abilities you have, and this works a little similar, because you have this madness track, and the more regret cards you have, the more dice you'll be able to use in the game. Foul fishes will be more profitable to sell. So this is really interesting, but at the same time, if you are the player with most regret value at the end of the game, you will lose one of your trophies. So I really like the idea of this madness track. You have so many different fishes. They have different sizes, different depth. There are foul fishes and fair fishes. This game has really good replayability, because during one game you will not see a lot of those fishes. So a lot of content here, and there will be an expansion called Even Deeper Regrets, if I'm not mistaken, with some additional fishes and stuff. So, but even with this game, there is a lot. Like you have this supplies card, real cards, different rod cards. You have things, a lot of content. So each time playing the game, you will feel a little different. The rules are very intuitive, and the rulebooks are really well written. It should be an obvious thing, but it's not. A lot of games they still have some rules and rule books that make a game difficult to learn, here is not a problem. You have some examples, you have really cool rulebook, so it explains everything really well. And another thing is that the solo campaign in this game, as you have seen in this previous section of this video, feels different, but I like the idea that you have this campaign where you have to catalog all those fishes and you unlock the upgrades, and those upgrades, they stay with you forever, so it feels more like a campaign game, but not in terms of storytelling campaign games like you have all those adventure games, but you keep your progress from each play. If you have unlocked some supplies and trees and you have managed to catch some valuable fishes, then you can earn a lot of money, and then you can buy some cool upgrades. And what are the things that I like less about this game? This game is really very random, especially that you use dice to you roll your dice, and if you're unlucky and you have really low values on dice, you will not be able to catch a lot of fish during a day, and there are only 6 days. Each day is like a big run of the game. So if you waste one day on catching some small fishes because your dice didn't roll well, then you will waste 1/6 of the whole game. So this is a random game, and you have to know that in terms of catching different fishes, you never know what fish you will reveal. Of course, you have this can of worms and you have some upgrades that may help you, but be prepared that this is a random game. So one person can roll really high values and catch a lot of cool fishes, and you might roll low and you will find nothing. And another thing that I like less is that it's a solo mode. The solo mode on one hand is interesting because you have this campaign and feels more relaxing because you will try to catch and catalog different fishes, and you will just spend your day at the sea. But at the same time, you miss a lot of elements of the multiplayer game because you miss the whole madness track, you miss the port actions, and basically when you play solo, you're using like half of the components of the whole game. Okay, you get the upgrades in the solo mode, and when the game ends, you can unlock some upgrades from the rod, reel, and supply deck, and those upgrades will stay with you during the rest of the campaign. But playing the game feels different, and that's why I created my own automa for this game, the first one in my life, where you play against a bot, a fraud bot, one of the characters in the game. And this solo mode that I created feels more like a multiplayer game where you have an opponent and you have all those actions just like a multiplayer game. You go to port, you use the madness track, you will gain regret cards, you can buy different things in the port, you can use trophies, and your opponent is using the same stuff. If you are interested, I may consider posting this solo mode on Board Game Geek. I will have to translate it because it's in Polish for now. But if you would like, let me know in the comments. I might post this solo mode on Board Game Geek, so you can try it and you can give me some feedback. But overall, I have to say that Deep Regrets is one of the most fun and interesting games I played in a while, because everything connects together in this game. You have amazing theme, you have amazing story, beautiful components, fun mechanics. Even the solo mode, the basic one that feels a little different, is still fun to play. But this is like a project of passion and love. The whole game was created by just one person. He created the game, he designed the game, he created all the artwork, and this is an example of a game that crowdfunding platforms were created for, that you can create your dream game and show it to your other people, and those people, they can back your idea and buy this game. So this is really, really cool, and I'm really happy that he planned to continue the Deep Regrets, you can say, universe, because there will be this expansion for Deep Regrets. I know that he created Shallow Regrets, a small wallet game for Button Shy Games that will also be on Kickstarter quite soon. So I really like, because I love this game, to be honest, and this is one of those games that will probably stay in my collection forever. Just looking at all those components is really, really fun, and it's cool. But it's not a game that just looks good, but a game that also plays really good and is fun, and it's cool. So if you have not played Deep Regrets, you should definitely try it. I personally, I'm not a fisherman. I have never went fishing, and I still enjoy this game a lot. So no matter if you're into fishes or fishing, try this game. It's so fun. Thanks for watching. Click the like button if you like the video. Subscribe to my channel. You will find all the links to my social media in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.